Welcome to the very first video in our reading group series, Reading and Discussing Blackshirts and Reds by Michael Parenti. This video will be a very short video just to introduce the series and read through the preface of the book. There won't be any discussion this time, but look forward to it next time. Now here's Daniel to kick off the reading group.
Okay, welcome everyone. This is the start of a brand new text that we are reading for the Milwaukee Club of the Communist Party USA. We are starting today Michael Parenti, Blackshirts and Reds, Rational Fascism and the Overthrow of Communism, 1997. Please keep that in mind because as we go through some of the history, obviously we don't get quite to the end of the 20th century because of the year that this book was written in. We are going to shoot for about a chapter a week, but the chapters, I don't know, between the reading and the discussion and us only having about 2 hours, I don't know how far we'll get. If we have to extend it, we will, but we're going to shoot for about a chapter a week with maybe an extra wrap-up session at the very end. Okay, so do we have any volunteers to start reading?
I could read.
Okay, thank you very much.
Preface. This book invites those immersed in the prevailing orthodoxy of democratic capitalism to entertain iconoclastic views, to question the shibboleths of free market mythology and persistence of both right and left anti-communism, and to consider anew, with a receptive but not uncritical mind, the historical efforts of the much maligned Reds and other revolutionaries. The political orthodoxy that demonizes communism permeates the entire political perspective. Even people on the left have internalized the liberal conservative ideology that creates fascism and communism as equally evil, totalitarian twins, two major mass movements of the 20th century. This book attempts to show the enormous differences between fascism and communism, both past and present, both in theory and practice, especially in regard to questions of social equality, private capital accumulation, and class interest. The orthodox mythology also would have us believe that the Western democracies, with the United States leading the way, have opposed both totalitarian systems with equal vigor. In fact, U.S. leaders have been dedicated, above all, to making the world safe for global corporate investment and the private profit system. Pursuant of this goal, they have used fascism to protect capitalism, while claiming to be saving democracy from communism. In the pages ahead, I discuss how capitalism propagates and profits from fascism, the value of revolution in the advancement of the human condition, the causes and effects of the destruction of communism, the continuing relevance of Marxism in class analysis, and the heartless nature of corporate class power. Over a century ago, in his great work, Les Miserables, Victor Hugo asked, "Will the future arrive?" He was thinking of a future of social justice, free from the terrible shadows of oppression, imposed by the few upon the great mass of humankind. Of late, some scribes have announced the end of history. With the overthrow of communism, the monumental struggle between alternative systems has ended, they say. Capitalism's victory is total. No great transformations are in the offing. The global free market is here to stay. What you see is what you are going to get, now and always. This time, the class struggle is definitely over. So Hugo's question is answered. The future has indeed arrived, although not the one he had hoped for. The intellectually anemic end-of-history theory has hailed as a brilliant exegesis and accorded a generous reception by commentators and reviewers of the corporate-controlled media. It served the official worldview perfectly well, saying what the higher circles had been telling us for generations, that the struggle between classes is not an everyday reality, but an outdated notion, that an untrammeled capitalism is here to stay now and forever, and the future belongs to those who control the present. But the question we really should be asking is, do we have a future at all? More than ever, with the planet itself at stake, it becomes necessary to impose a reality check on those who would plunder our limited ecological resources in the pursuit of limitless profits, those who would squander away our birthright and extinguish our liberties in their uncompromising pursuit of self-gain. History teaches us that all ruling elites try to portray themselves as the natural and durable social order, even ones that are in serious crisis, that threaten to devour their environmental base in order to continually recreate their hierarchical structure of power and privilege. And all ruling elites are scornful and intolerant of alternate viewpoints. Truth is an uncomfortable venue for those who pretend to serve our society, while in fact serving only themselves, at our expense. I hope this effort will chip away at the big lie. The truth may not set us free, as the Bible claims, but it is an important first step in that direction. Michael Parenti. Thanks for tuning into this video, and thanks to everyone that attended our reading group live. We hope you got something out of this. If you enjoyed this video and want to attend a reading group live yourself, feel free to reach out to us via email at milwaukee@cpusa.org, DM us on any of our social media, or just come say hi to us at an event that we're at. See you in the next video covering the first section of Chapter 1, Plutocrats Choose Autocrats.